and the star anise and rice have a very unique flavor. It's all its own, sort of part of this great family of smoked dishes. First up, the duck. Duck makes a great meat for smoking because the fat in the skin keeps it so moist. Start by placing a whole scallion and a slice of fresh ginger and some crushed garlic in the cavity. Next, fold the wingtips under the front of the duck. Take about 30 inches of trussing string and plump the legs back and fold in the tail. Then bring this trussing string under the tail and use it to tie the legs to the back of the duck. Then loop the string over the legs and under the wings and turn the duck over. Next, loop the string through twice and pull the skin from the neck forward. Then pull the string tight, tightening the neck skin, and tie it off with a simple knot. Cut off the ends and any excess neck string, and your duck is trussed and ready for smoking. Now, why do you bother trussing the duck? Well, first of all, it gives it a more pleasing form, and this also helps it cook more evenly. The next step is with a sharp implement like a carving fork to prick the skin all over. And the idea here is to prick the skin, but not the meat. This helps drain out the excess fat. Now, the marinade. The marinade starts with soy sauce and honey and sesame oil. And finely chopped garlic. The last ingredient is 5 spice powder. It's a traditional Chinese seasoning. The formula varies from manufacturer to manufacturer. In general, the ingredients are star anise, cinnamon, pepper, ginger, and fennel. So we'll just add a couple of spoonfuls of 5 spice powder. Okay, now whisk the ingredients together. And pour them over the duck. Marinate the duck in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, or as long as overnight. You know the drill. The longer the marinade, the richer the flavor. In the West, we do our smoking with wood chunks or chips, hardwood chips. In China, they use a mixture of black tea, rice, brown sugar, cinnamon sticks, and star anise. This is a very distinctive Chinese spice. It has a kind of smoky, licoricey flavor, and it grows in southeastern China and northern Vietnam. So add the star anise. Finally, for a fruity touch, a couple of strips of tangerine zest. And the zest, as we've said before, it's the oil-rich outer rind of the fruit. Now, simply mix these ingredients together with your fingers, breaking up any lumps in the brown sugar, and place them in a cast iron skillet or aluminum foil drip pan. Now let me show you the smoker. This is an upright box smoker. It looks a little bit like an old-fashioned refrigerator. There's a fire chamber at the bottom filled with lit charcoal, and that's where I'll place our smoking mixture. The top section is the actual smoking and cooking chamber. You can see there's a drip pan at the bottom. You want to fill that with water The water keeps the dripping duck fat from burning, and it also creates a moist environment, which will keep your duck moist. Now you put the duck in. This one marinated overnight. Then close the door, and the way you control the heat is by opening and closing these vents on the side of the firebox. Open gives you more oxygen, more heat. Closed, less oxygen, less heat. You can also use this damper on the chimney on top to help you control the heat. We're looking to cook the duck at about 275 degrees for about 3 to 4 hours. And this smoke is incredibly fragrant. You really get the star anise and the cinnamon. Well, it's been 3.5 hours, and the duck looks beautiful. And the way you test for doneness is use an instant read meat thermometer. You want to insert it into the deepest part of the thigh, not touching the bone. Chinese like their ducks well done. That would be about 175 degrees. Nailed it. The last thing you need to do is just remove the trussing string. And I've grilled some scallions with sesame oil and sea salt. And finally, you can sprinkle with a little tangerine zest. Okay, let's see how we did. You know, the garnishes don't have to be real fancy. Just take a bunch of scallions, little sesame oil, salt and pepper, and grill the scallions. Great flavor. Takes 2 minutes to do. All right. That is incredible. And if you're used to the American hardwood smoke flavor, this star anise cinnamon rice tea smoke will come as a revelation. Chinese smoked duck, because sometimes to get a great smoke flavor, you have to go halfway around the world. The idea of combining chocolate and chili with ribs may raise a few eyebrows, but in fact, it's a very ancient Mexican tradition.